bray Sompa television wa fidie no eda hase no mu a ensem no wo ba betie brekro na betie enka eya asante matemu Sompa 93.1 FM sanso na bono matefo eto de fasunyane Sompa 98.9 ena eya bono ye matefo nso etie e de fa Sompa 90.7 ensem wani de ba no edoso de obeti bia wo mo no eni se enei endi se amanyoko no gina wona so eka chema mi jemensa wone na pamfo se afidie ya biometric no eyira ye no wankofa amade anya de awadwum bem pepepe da ye bebo awuramu na ya kire emudi efri moba sanso ena ene ye ra Johnson esi edunketia watch rese agent fo ahodo ya wa manyoko ni mu a registration ya ekoso no wose serial numbers ahodo no wo mbekoso agege emfa wo ne yisi ne kokobo ya wonom so ede eba abatuo yi ne mu registration ye mu no eye wonom a enkwada wo mu wo senior high school ma befie eba be register no wo mu so ma bre enu ntine wanhwe yo mbesa da wo mani ede akyem osukum wa bra wontimi en register ye na ene amrado ya Ghana ya bank kese woda no wode atodwa se enchakura Ghana sidi no ene amahodo so sika no ni nyina da ebegyina bia pa emu nsem ewo hase nom ye raba wo mia so adansem adidi kire ECG adwumakuo no mpanyifo bi kire se wo mu sabotage aban no ekwan yo pese wode abefo ewuramu no wogegege to anase nkane asika no ni nyina mu nsem no ewo hase nom ye bebo ewuramu ewo ye nua bema Erica na ye nya ntiye se abato registration ye ekoso no ensem bi APPM communication director bi edema MPP amanyoko na NDC fo bi akwa akoto ahya no so saying ena ensem esitie ebusia yen mu bia de etete sa eka ho no ena enne anwumre mo somfo ohene yire maame ekua yeboa esiama bronya matrase a medema no eba begu ho asewade amamo wadaroma ya no ahye no so de aba ya isa Facebook no ye live e wo Sompa TV Ghana and Sompa 93.1 YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. Ningina also ye try live for your Sompa TV and also Sompa FM. www.sompaonline.com and so no. Abefo kwan so betimi afa hwe tie yen. No aken kan semni bi so e de afri ho. Ye fast da rempi masie do Emma 21st clinic. The sciatica expert here overseas. Alpha radio nchen okumase ha e na wonsa ebeka no sanso na miso free drink and 5G mezano so ebo ye chidom abe ena afe enwumekuo enkaye ya 3 Herbal Center for edimwetintin no ena won maso yasna kase mu no ye de ensem no eba bedam madaroma yenje brani adaje na emunchemu esi ase no yentimi eba bemo emfa emamo ebusia ye hensem no se ede a free limited registration exercise ye no ekoso no home na nrechi ena eya abato bedwa no wonom ede na wotwe miensa esi wose obi a wonya ni finhye dunwotwe na afa na bia wonya no wamla no metwe ne din wonso a watwe wudin dada wo card ayira no so no ye bia kwan mu de amount obese okohwe se wudin ewo ho ana sense san ye bia banso ne nyina mu no e na wonom de san na wotwe miensa wasi asi ho e di ehu dwuma na ababeto dwa se mia hodo bi wo ho a na cha se de network nsem city no ene ma hyeda nkoye ena afidie wo yasei wo kina wo yasei na NDC amanyoko no ena wonom de ababeto dwa se na nsen yada ena yisifo de beto dwa se afidie ya biometric e de nsakosi so eno ene de akua poko ya na se ma me yebo wa register kukwa Veronica Jando ya ji watumu ewe bia bremaya na se bia kwaku asante yebo a ene swami hase no mudi wo mu ampa no wo mo se machine bia yira na when NDC fo a kire se ekosi se isi no de se afidie ne beba ama ho ne amanyina no eka ho wa bra bibia ntechema no enya ade a wonum timbe yom pefeda ewo abato ya edi yanim ne yenkọ ne yenkọ tie chairman edema NDC amanyoko no Yera Johnson esi edunketia.
Risks are as follows, and I'll take the risks one by one and prove to you how hollow about this response is. First, compromise state security. The serial numbers are integral to the security framework of BVR kits. Disclosure of these numbers could potentially allow unauthorized access to the devices, thereby compromising integrity of the voter registration process. What about the stolen ones? Were they not stolen together with their serial numbers? And when the thieves entered there, didn't they have opportunity to even pick as many serial numbers as possible from those they couldn't carry away. And the same commission is telling us that we shouldn't mind. The keys are mere keys. If they are not activated, they cannot be used for anything. Well, you do your activation. We are not asking you to give us the code to register, to activate. We said that let's see it and copy the number. The same way the thieves who have stolen these ones are in the know of the numbers. So you see, they are shooting themselves down. So is the Electoral Commission maintaining that the serial numbers pose security risks, the integrity of the whole system? And if so, how can the same math be telling us that we shouldn't mind, because after all, those that have been stolen by thieves are of no consequences if they are not activated? Or they are telling us that if you are NDC and you pick the serial number, it is dangerous. If you are a thief and you pick the serial number, it's safe. These are the people you have there and you are paying them.
Abusia chairman na the mind this amanyo koni Yera Johnson esie dun ketia General Mosquito na yekọ ekotie no na chese abatoɔ no isi no etwese ma obia enkoleti anase ma wonje serial number na no na NDC amanyo koni se dabi agent bia do bekwa akotena ba bia ye register wo no hwe ne bomodin so beku so obegege serial numbers no eno isi de ho kokobo de aba wo mo ye bi no ma wo chichi wo mo kran so no Yera esie dun ketia se wo mo ntese odogo bi mpo enu abenti no wonu bekoso agege de esi ya no nte no wo mo pese bi besi biem ye nkonkotie ensama hodo bi a wasade to aso.
Finally, let me use this opportunity to repeal our call to the Ghanaian population, particularly through the civil society organizations, chiefs, opinion leaders, leaders of faith-based organizations, etc., to join us to demand more transparency and fairness, which is a necessary precondition for peaceful elections. Anybody who is interested in peaceful elections must begin demanding transparency and fairness in the elections. You don't sleep over injustice and then come around to call the one who is being treated unfairly to secure peace for the country. We shall not be the victims of peace. If we all want peace, let us work towards peace. And the beginning point is to ensure that there is fairness. If there is fairness, everybody will be comfortable. Those that are defeated will accept, and those that win will be happy because they worked for the victory. And the totality of Ghanaian population will be happy because they have had the opportunity to exercise their inalienable right of self-determination, i.e. to choose their own leaders.
Abusia Yera Johnson esie dun ketia ene ekotie no na yakwa yanim no na chese aboto no ho dwintere no enoa na yeda so ejiremu na wonu mo senior high schools ahodo no wonu mo abafie ebeji wonu mo home kakra no nam so nte no wonu ma fasa akwanya no so ya wonu nyina no de wadi mfihye dun otwe no wotimi akwa ne din de wadi ablo so wantwere ne din no so no wonu so fasa akwanya no so no akoya ne saa na no na aba beto dwase nei wani atutu aka wonsem ene ba bia mo de sentence no so akowurawura no nya asem ketoa wobetwa kwan kwansiri be de wohwo na wo kwaso okotwere ne di obekoya se machine asai adaya network ateko na wogira ho saa ade eche na waba besi nei yese dodo na na wontimi ntwere wondin na enkwada no kire se won bra ya wowo wo sukuu mu no asonte no wo mo eba abesan akowonum enchi akwakosu ade ente no wanhwe ya na di ntwere no wantimi amfa wo ho anhye mu bi yankase enua be makwa me redu ene ebinom ebonkomo
2 days I'm Yabana Misa. And I'm about 6 to 6. I'm on my yogurt bread. And then almost a member, no coffee, almost catch him say, and now come by and but the man, my baby lies are lying and couldn't even manage. Jabra saying, and then can't crack, and I'm where you say, I'm catching him say, oh, I don't want them to carry my man around too. I'm like, to do around, I said him to them once, may I more than I'm 2 days. I baby lies were, and I have from here, I'm fully informed. I'm fully informed, do with your bushing. There's a band to me, you know. Hey, what now? Inside, I told him, Nana, I don't let the night article. Fine, I just let the guy to go to the buy. The boss is almost up. They go do you know. They're buying, and be lie. Then that around I'm going to wearing ever sign on. Look at me. Now, but I can also account the bad air. It's not about 12. I am a multi of talk about one. It was good to and then we buy almost network problems, you know. And also we buy almost network fine. I transfer from which to use my numbers. I'm also using numbers. I have a what could you use that? Yes, yeah, sure, I'm filling forms and brands on it. I have a shame. See, I'm my own and your person to see a course with these things. Oh, I'm a real big fan. Oh, my years to us, I'm going to coffee. You're not my back.
Gangster youth. And I want to make a say, no, almost school muntino. One share na near man shut down kotote dia. Umbekwa bla one man register yebusia. War and some crow ye mood when it's your Cape Coast nota. About beto just say, get a would for 10 at the MPP Amanyokono. I can't now one for your more in this Makwa Twasha one so. Na said dear and some STN, young Quamano Sonia near Bema Erica Nine, and more and commod your walk what and their war bat and the original watain, and attain tro don't one and any same be. Eric, what's a man can you ray, Yamua Joe, Amuaquaba?
Major saw him.
Patch up home to say.
Yamada Roma, me home kind of hoarding.
Yet I trade up was say, a dear potty next year, a penny dear no quiet, and I just send this form, maybe a quarter share sweet.
But I say, opinion or can I be any justice argument? Now, over PMO and 50 months, MPP, Amanyokuno, Cape Coast North, or no, and a communications director, Edema Amanyokuno. Now, send a free a Yabamania, as I will PMO, Cape Coast North. A Hanomono, about one, I make us a limited registration now, effort to a Hanoman, what's a crack, and a man, no, if we any senior MPP Amanyokuno Fano. And then a Hanomono, and I'm saying, Metropolis Lepunintano, the Abu Honoma, or Mabo Honomono said, go more Honomo, so Omunia registration will be able to say Bonkus, Anna Efuchi, or Honomo Somuyabi. Intino, you know. You say any phone don't want to be the Omonsa canon or Trema or born any quantum cacao people of free Honomona or Rabaqua, Media and Saka, any bullet. Yeah, it's Chimute or no any bodyguard at the market post north, Empia or Honomo, honorable Kwamina Mintenyaku, the bodyguard, with someone in the bullet or no, and then in Saka or nay, NDC, Amanyokuno Dominic. Na bullet ni chemo a efutu onom na ono anso ekohobi ewi anope okohonum na okoye na yade a MPP fonum bi enam ya enra esti ewo Cape Coast Metro Assembly nanim onom no okohonum na ebinom de omonsa kokeka no ohonom no site yewei justice adimani ono nanim no mesa asunti no ana yi ne ma dodo a omo efutu onom ma omo de ne omonsa keka no nte ne enyumrei be se no 9 pm onom no yewura ne ko onom se assembly honum ni nyuma be dodo na no honti okoe ese oni ni penyi ba ko ekwa akodi nkomo na wa he se ne plenty ene ofu on mo kwa kotu ni ka ana bullet ifi ana o tema bag na mafoyi mu bi e de sense nte omu na ebi sen ho nti hu na no te bullet ma te se yeto wo hweme na de enti na wo hweme mo so hu ni me de akoye mu ofutu a nka won ka san ne honum ana otuma bullet ni yi bag ya o de bo na tikone you see now or the bono and prebe you know at the answer and you see now or the mujashie edimirika ekoya dodo a omoni ba so na hono bullet ne nso hwe ya odwane koye nam so ema ne mpempam no di nkomo hene re wo Cape Coast Metro Hospital mpempem a ahanum na mewo na ahanum a mewo no amanyeku MPP amanyeku no dodo na ema no bi wo hanum a omo nso ehwe esi ewura no ho be de ne no mpemfo ahwe e de plaster omo apepa kro nani e de plaster atare kro ne so a na bibia nyame adom ahodo ho ma empo wahwe ne nsamtofo akasa nyame ya adom a ochina ekono dodo na abeti ewura no no disem ntine ye wa ha sana kokowie ohenere so bisa ya ewura Justice Ajimana Cape Coast North MPP ono ana ye
semenka yanya ne ntiye wa ha senum se tuo bi to ye no kra be ne wom
no kra de ba ko pese ne ewura na meka ye no tuo bi ne ho no mo a ntime ho ase a enura enumre no emema no mene so ewo Cape Coast Assembly honom no kra bi anim ese ohenere ade etuo bi ne honom a eto ye na empo ohwe nchemu na omode ma na dodo na omoka saade no ohenere bi obete saade no obedu bia omongu etuo bi no element no wasene de emema na omene so ma dodo na ene nsatoto ni mabowe ni nyina ma na omene so ne mom se etuo ye de enye no kra ese etuo
Maya na senefo ani di eche Yakopon ya adoma wo china da de be firi moto bia no wa me ne yetie fo nso nsa ka wai
Martin Henry
Yenu abe America na ton crowd free fifi mantemo ede ema yen ene ekotie enkra na busia ye boeramo ewo amrado ya ga na sika krabia bata wada no na doctor enesa de sene de atudwa se enei ewo musa Ghana sidi no twene na se ho ase nkwa enwa ya wo kɔ na ase fie de na so ne nyina mu no wonum ye o mafam de biala se be ya ene amahodo sika no ebegina pɛ na ene ema nyina so atimi akonkan wadansem wese nyina di ewo First Bank Ghana wonum gala nights a wonum hyehye ye na ye wura yi ekoto nanum tuo de kire say
report that our economy continues to be on a path of progress. And it is our expectations that this disinflation process already begun will be sustained. I'm sure you know that this also means that the exchange rate stability will be sustained. It's not possible to continue the disinflation process with exchange rates that are not stable. So implicit in that statement is to give assurance to you all about the stability of the city going forward. I'm aware that this morning, for example, every bank got a little bit of FX from the central bank. Apparently there were one or two that didn't need it. But so we are keeping a very keen eye on developments on the foreign exchange market.
Ewusia yewra adese wono eye amrado ya Ghana sika krabia bata no otua no ena yekọ ekotie no na yeboeramo ani yewramo ewo Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ya wono eye mampanyi abedi eche wono so na kache panyi ede atodwa se fimpi mienu ene aduonu ba kono no ena wonom eye hyehyeye ema enei sebe ya Ghana sika yenkokuru no pefu enfengu eye fiewura bag mu ene ekolaki mu ene Ghana must go mu di akwakodi dwuma na emom no ye jani nyina de agu nchen ne akọ ne paperless ene bibia befo computer no ne di edi dwuma no wose ne nyina no enema ekoye ewowo na panyi ede atodwa se wo hwe se de aban no wasi aye hyehyeye ede afa na wo gidie ene arehemu mapase betimi aboa enam sa yoso ama eye ketahyehyɛ kanka proye dwumdie ene frakadam no yetimi etuase ewo memase nom wada sansem wese nyina di ede kyerɛ ye wabra Commonwealth for wonom hye mudie ye toso edunan efa abibiman empanyimfo ya wonom ekode ati aketahyehyɛ no wonom ede kotintim so na so enkrapopuni mantem okogina se a wode ensem sei atudwa
are very pressing and which can easily be tackled by investments in digitalization with appropriate digital tools. First, the enormous threat bribery poses to our young people, the future of the continent. The estimates suggest that a significant percentage of people who have contact with a public official will most likely pay a bribe or be asked to. And depressingly, it's the younger people aged between 25 to 34 who are the groups most likely to pay bribes. With more than 60% of Africans under 25 years, it needs no repeating that the future of our continent is under significant threat if we don't defeat corruption soon. Clearly, if we hold back our youth through the oppressive burden of bribery, Africa will not be able to achieve its potential as a continent. Ladies and gentlemen, the second most pressing corrupt activity is revenue leakage. This is the mechanism through which corrupt people privately pocket revenue which should either have been collected on behalf of the state or collected, but for no full accounting, for which no full accounting takes place.
Elsia Dr. Mahmoud Baumia ena yetie nwe na ensefo from no wano kroya esa edutuja etrese nei abefo kwan ya opeso foso ededane ne masesa ne memu wo maga ne masemi etumpo akoye nim no enipa bi aye wonom ho ti se wo hyehye kɔ nanimu a na wonom so edwiri wo si ana wo bubu niema ahodo bi a opese wo ye na wotoato ama ne koyie no obehu se wonom so etwa ase na ne nyina asa abanachi na saa enipa mu baako anasa adwumako baako ya wo ka no ene eye ECG fo wo kyese sikagye ya yeje ewo enyinam kane ya ho nsam wo no enne wonom nyina dane no abefo kwan so na so enipa ni bi ewo adwumako ni mu a empanyimfo adwempo ya wafa no enye no na wonom etie wonom ankasa pese okokogye sika na ne obi betua ne light bar yengi sika ansa na bia yeden ya man receipt anasa bibisa wosesa ne ma no se enya ya yentimi enkoye no wanhwe yenso a asotwe mapa ene beko ede amasafo no a wonom edisa enyambransam no.
We have it at 415 million every month. So I said we need to send in a team to digitalize revenue collection at the Electricity Company of Ghana. So we sent in a team and we began the process of digitalizing. Can you believe that workers within the system sabotaged, they put in ransomware into the whole system. They put in ransomware and the system essentially collapsed. We had to send in national security, eventually found that it was some of the staff in the IT department who were culpable, and we found the computer from which this ransomware was injected in the system. It took us a while to restore this system. In fact, they asked for a ransom actually for this to work. Can you imagine that we should pay? They submitted a bill that we should pay for them to let the system work. But anyway, they were arrested. And we restored the system and we digitalized the system. And we said that no more cash payments for electricity in Ghana. You can only pay by mobile money, by your electronic bank transfers. And so that is now the case. And can you believe that from 450 million cedis a month, collections have now gone to over 1 billion cedis a month. This is just one company. So there will be resistance across wherever you go, that you have to keep at it.
Ewusia ye Baumia ena yetie no na ye kwaye nimu ana ye boeremo ewo ye John Dramani Mahama Franka tuni edema NDC amanyoko no na wano so ani swade hunu ene na dwempo ya wose nyakopo eya dom na Ghana for 2024 wode wokokromoti dom no na woba ebedi adwa na obehwe ama ne hyehye mapa ya wode eba no etimi edimu ye mu baako eye 24-hour economy no wano so edimi ede ababebodja ama oman Ghana adehye no so ehwo han wonom ewo adwuma yem yetimi akoyenim amesika so yense etimi akabi di aboye ho bra na asem wese no akwaye asem bia wabisia ne 24-hour economy anasa policy ne kora no wo ho dadanya afe na yewra mahama wode eba na we ya NDC force and MPP for montiase Ghana for we so ne ase nom na we so aso ne hase anam so ama enei Center for Ethical Governance and Administration wonom ayen kasa ho dwumedie ne cheche dwumedie ede afa 24-hour economy ne ho ya watu din se business and economic impact ya no ewo 24-hour economy no anasa policy ne ho na eno enam so nte no panyi pa ya wono waben ewo apade ho nsemo wasad wani echremu ewo eye pesua hodo bi so a wono so yade a wayem na hye bedwani epen na wode nsem watodwa yera Austin Gami ena wode enchechemu mapaya esiase pa efa sa 24
and be treated, it creates jobs. Why are we training the people at Legon? I teach those doing masters at Legon on conflict resolution and labor relations. Right behind us here, the campus here. So please, let's not do that to ourselves. We have avenue of creating jobs. And I will draw the attention to it so that they will not copy it. Yes. At least 2 months to the time of election, or 3 months when you are announcing your manifesto, it will be spelled out. Then when they copy it, everybody will say that you have just announced it and they have copied it. Thank you. So please, I just want to say that I have confidence in them, because this will have to be driven by high quality leadership. Economy is not managed by these percentages. They are managed by leadership. And all of us are part owners, and therefore the Constitution, Article 36, says that we must get people to participate in decision making.
Abusia yura Austin Gami ene ekwotie no monfanche afidie no nkane ne bone ne kakrante no na yete FM kakra bi na yeto so no wasansem kronim ne mu hyiamudie ye koso no na COP Bright Odro retired one so 24-hour economy no ene bambo ho ensam so no enema ahodo a wosusu se wonya ebetimi aboa ama ne titiri aprosifo so no abonefo sama ahodo ya opeso otu ase no etimi aboa ama na etimi akonkan tempa so.
So need to procure and use body cameras for the police. Why body cameras? Body cameras will present a clearer view of the environment in which the police officers operate. And of course, also in addition to creating more police accountability and transparency in their operational performance. We want the police to be more transparent if they are to police the policy. And so if they are provided with body cams, then of course we will know how they themselves conducted themselves and how they were also able to work or to perform their duties while protecting the 24-hour policy. Other electronic devices such as tracers and trackers may be of value in the detection of crime, especially vehicle and other property thefts.
Ebusiana no see ya pe and a Dr. Bernard Teted Menya wano so besika semwa wa ben akwadale ashe ewomu. Wano so de ensema tuja efa ene 24-hour economy no efa so de ahodo yase de sika ehemu a ebetimi aboa tememufo.
Government landscape. And again there is Europa.eu also did empirical research and said that EU employs over 15 million people, a significant portion working in flexible or part-time. And therefore, 24-hour will create job opportunities that will expand the workforce and potentially reduce unemployment. Why are we only on the traditional thing of investments? Nobody has spoken about creative economy. If I start talking about creative economy now, we will not go. But if you look at the South Americans, that is a model that they are running, not the Harvard model from World Bank or IMF. I did my first degree structural adjustment and its definition.
Ebusiane krokra mu no kitawudi abofotene e de mandi si amanyoko no ye lawyer Sami Jamfi wono so e de kakra etoa so fa kwanya ebetimi aba beda ho efa 24 economy ho na enwuma so etimi abuso e de ama addition titru ene Ghana mabunu.
Take advantage of all regions and give them factories. So for example, we have said that the people of Blue East are going to get a cashew processing factory. The people of Akuma Ghana are going to get a tomato processing factory, and so on and so forth. But the key thing here is that the 24-hour economy will be the main driving force for all these initiatives. And so instead of these factories running 8 hours, they are going to run 24 hours in 3 shifts or 8 hours each. Which means that jobs, a bit buso times 3. Friends, for those who are into cassava farming, this is good news for you because you are going to get starch processing factories. And these factories are not going to work 8 hours but 24 hours in 3 shifts. And that means that for the cassava farmer, more money for you. Because when you produce, there is a market for you. It is the same for the tomato farmer. It is the same for all of them. Even for those in construction. He has said it. That this time around, we will not give road contracts to contractors to do and wait for them to finish in 3, 4, 5 years. Which leads to the state incurring more costs. When we all travel outside the countries, we see companies repairing roads and constructing roads in the night. It pertains in all advanced jurisdictions. And so he says that for those working on major road projects, you are going to be giving tax rebates so that you don't only operate from morning till evening, but you do it throughout the night because there is security, there is lighting, and the roads will be completed early.
Ewusian lawyer Sammy Jenfi ena yetie nue afa no abeka ye ho hasen me Sompa television so enwumre no siabrem kase no ena yetutu ne srani abasade ma wo no wo sati enka e wo Sompa 93.1 FM Sompa 98.9 FM ena Sompa 90.7 Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram ningina ye live e wo ye Sompa TV and asa Sompa FM ye kwa nim ewo ensemfo from a na ye remo ewo onmonyafo kwaku ampretwum sapon wo ye sofo abedi akire ya ye ne amansan kita wudie ho nsam no asoye no wotua no brekro na no asante mampo no ene wo mra hyebedwane ya wo dia ma de hye ye wo mpesua no so ewo eye mra hyebedwam na wo dia todwa se wo hwe omaiga na de hye ene bibie mra se nom enkrofo ahodo ye nkanka wonum efa desert so akwawie so ene ejo so nyina na ebi ennom ene enso efa binom enframa ebo bihye ebi collapse na chese ebi so totoba by heart na so ne nyina mu no kodru na Spain mamu no onya kodru ho se pa ene wase wa mwani bre adwuma papa ya enya asem ketwa enu nam so nti wada na di se enema ahodo ye wo hawa benedie ene ahofama ya chese enkofo ya wo fa asase kwawie so ekodru mu ewo Spain mamu no wase wakotena ho no wo ye adwuma afimu ni nyina no Spain aban ni sika ya wo benya no na ese eye wonom omufra bibrem asenom ya Ghana de hye ka ho no wonom adwuma ye emu sika 10% eka ho ebi na ne nseme ye no wode etudwa wa bra omahene yaw edubuache your man in the morning na wom ekọ enhyiamudie bi ewo ho a ni nyina mu no eye ebibrem hasen mfo a wonom atubata ekọ akodi pa ede apɛ wonom ho bibi ababɛbɔ bra no wonom enhyiamudie ye ni nyina mu ne kyese ekita hudie ye da bibi man eni Spain man ntam no ye betimi ayire mu yire kete na niema konkan ede amayen ewo bibia mu no eno hyiamudie na ekọ so enam so nte no onmonyafo kwaku ampratwum sapon woni yankasa ya papa ya de nyina o mahene ya wadu buache etwetwe enkoma wada ne nsamadi e de kire ni say
there's a large number of diasporans. In the first place, Spain population is about 6.5 million. Of that number, about 5 million, they are about a section. And of that 5 million, there is 1.2 million only to free Africans. Yes, and also recognize so about GDP, about 10% is contributed by diasporans. And out of the 10%, one more cousin has a cow more diasporans in contribution. Just 1%. The rule of the social most of the diasporans that's two reasons. And then she said, for 1 year, and that's two reasons. They are getting more from the diasporans than they are actually spending on the diasporans. And the best way forward is not just for the Spanish government, so what's that on a baby? At least has this is it is best the diasporans representatives in the be another zone. And I'm also, you and I pass a certain resolution here. Almost all countries will have to take a proactive.
Ebusia onimonyafo kwaku ampretwum sapon wono eyesofo be de akire ye ne amansan kitawde ho ensam so no wotua no brekro na no asante mampom na hyebedwane eno no woni yankasa yade nyina o man ne ya edubuache your man in the morning liberty man and Natchensa and Comwe was Spain, Abonte eso. Ye can for miso free drink at 5G miss and the amount. You may remember Shayan when you be able ball, not a near mark one kind at the amount. Ye catch our say Yanka Sienia Bano, a muso ni Yatria, ya no dear kama Pomedia Shamoma, and what day and so wom, your mango flavor and qua and your one makes 50 flavor no, and so ever Hobomadiama won sanka be more muton so. Wo ye wo wade anase dwumade bia ya obeto nsade afra dofo no ehu behia so benya miso free drink ebi ede aserve wo ni nua 5G miso ode ne nyina e na full plane ede ba o mem ha se nom enu nti wo se yen kan cho se 5G miso no wato ba ha wo ho odin mu wa ye adwuma kakra bi no wa bra wo no mu a ebetimi am wo gina wo na so wo no mu ato a eya no wanya bia no 5G miso ebe mo watimi ati bia di Dr. Silas wade ne dom no ede van no ne na monten so nti be bia wo bia no wo pe bia no ane se wo fra ben no agye so 0246 270221 0246 270221 0246 270221 na wonom agye so 21st clinic the sciatica expert abusia wosisi echi entri yes on to da bia na echon eju hwihwihwu ntimi nya wo ho hwe eno ne sciatica no ye ka cha wo se eye to ho anamon wa blood wani chiremo 21st clinic ehwe overseas alpha radio nche ho na waso mo ewo asante mantama senom na wase yen kan cha wo se laboratory test ahodo bia wo ye bi sanso so ena machine treatment enso ye bi wo ho e bia pese wo ye lab test ahodo bia efidie ba power ho akwa wankasa wani beje ho ni nyina echi yade bi ti se hepatitis obrabo ho temachie diabetes esichire yade anase yade ben ulcer typhoid wodi ebodin de ha wo bia no otu ase ewo ho ye wo 15 branches wodi wani chemo osunya ne regional hospital first gate ho na ye wo oboase council quarters ye wo Techiman, yes, I will break Miamia ne dosso, Jabosu Yana and Cranka Swadome, Yenchi any be ever wanteno, Giabena Fre wonom, now one shop be a ben what me don't want alcohol, aqua J IRSA 0540311311 0540311311 3A Herbal Center we see what the co-quadro was at the about 3A co-capsules. Was here co-quadro, coco master no. Eya no when ye be coco ya si when ya sente no kusukuku. Wo shade and shade ben wa boy we chere boy. Wo share se we see de na wani so would there be a bedu akagiremu. Sanso na wo de na fifi wa nemo afifi wo to ano anasa wo yam nti no kwaja na so na opomoja ni nyina ebetimi aboa eye afri ho. Wo sisi ya de ente ne amu wakademo ntimi mpo no wasole ananteme kanfo eye 3 center dro co capsules no e de amount ayam team kra de bone bongalati bomode aba no ne eche na ye nchro ba bia bi wo na watimi akwakoto e wo no dodo mu apidan keton bi sanso na missy heba ne miamia ahodo na no e na yato e de ahyeta e wo ho wode wani chemo dane heba nso a e yade a wo benya bi e na kolinak heba 0546 107 107 0546 107 107 wakwanto hu nsem nyina no fakwadan express group for na wontimi entu ho na mo pam sebe ya ene connection ma fo mo je nkofo sikedi wono mbebo nsa ho te se de kwa menkro matwam wo wamfie no wase anka cho se kro bia bro no bia so ye no ewo amano ne kro bi ete se Canada USA UK Australia New Zealand ene Germany ne nkekaye no wado bekwa asomdwo kosua de wokoton ne ma kofa ne ma ba anase bia wokotena ho abobra ne nyina no obedi hu dwuma e de ama wato wo ho ahyeta ewo omema fa na nyina nti wodi ane se wo gi abe na wa frem panyifo 0249 000448 and 0555 550 067 and 0508 111 343 na wonom etimi agye wo so ama kwanto ho nsam no bibia etimi akoyabusia yesi ase nom na ye nu so taw na ye ba nsam no dodo na na akechra ye de bepie mo so
21st clinic yes sciatica expert sciatica no wo nerves na wo to ase na fa wo siremu na fa wo nansia besi ase ho no se ho techema eno ene ye fa ne sciatica na etimi bubu wo to ase ka wo se dwe wo sirem wo je ho ba bia enye na no na 21st clinic ba ye adwuma pa wo mu ye ntia baso bo magine wo Ghana ha ene amono ne enyasem ketua Womuji international awards ahodo womuji local awards ahodo na anu nso na womu be the only sciatica research and treatment center in Africa bibrim hano ebi ni baby agise 21st clinic nkwa womu de bibidro ene besa yare no masa de machine aka ho yare sabia yare bia wutimi de ko ne mama de ba ko a wo magidi womu pa no sciatica ena stroke nso de kwa diabetes ni hypertension ni ade Ghana ha ba bia womu ho 0540 311 311 0540 311 311 There's a 21st clinic. Woman is sciatica expert.
Introducing Mixer 5G Sparkling Drink, a whole new refreshment in a can. Mixer 5G is a tasty non-alcoholic drink. It is a perfect companion for all your events, including parties, weddings, and funerals. It is made with green tea, ginseng, guarana, grapes, and grapefruit. Get refreshed with Mixer 5G Sparkling Drink. For bulk purchases, contact 0246 270 221. This advert is FDA approved.
Brakasa ye duabon waso a ne dwumedi wo nipadua biara pom den ene na brabo mu ne hieye pa enye brakasa nko nuaban ne haban bi te se ko nsusu a abonwono ne dia akeka ho no kura enwanunu ahodo a ekwa animu yi ankasa brakasa ne sa nuaba yi binom ne akeka bobudi afa abefo kwan so a ye de aye brakasa powder brakasa powder siesi nipadua na ba kwa ahodo no ho ban afri mpani yade ne yade ahodo pi ho fa enkodate de ma ba ko freduane anopa ne anwumre anafa enkodate de ma ba ko woni sushie yeti anopa ne anwumre wobra wodidi awie ubenya brakasa powder to Kingswalk Herbal ne Heroes Herbal Accra Okesi Drug Lane Dani Herbal Kumase Mensa Takrade Mose Pharmacy ne Greenlight Pharmacy Sunwane Kashenkari Supermarket Asantoa Herbal ne Bibidro Depot Techiman Sewa Herbal Mampong etufo mfre 0550 19 1514 brakasa powder aduane san ye dro FD ahwehwe sankratu emu agi atum
Sompa TV Emma Aketiapa
Emma Aketiapa yadamwase ama monetwen yumre no nsiabrem kase no na Sompa television so yade airtime one Sompa 93.1 FM Sompa 98.9 and a Sompa 90.7 semi etofa ho a ade share pempem ya wo achichi ne pinchaye no wonom etimi etie bie ye kwa yanimu a ne ye boawramo ewo mampanya bede eche Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ne diemu na breya ye kase no wadentu abo ahehye so ewo mema fa na nyina ya mantama hodo no wo rewremu makomako na ye kase wakwa koduru mu ewo buru mantemu okwa yo de nananom matam konwa bedwa kase ye wo ho no ekohia ye manam so na ni so ade hunu na dwempo no wada na di ede akire wonom se wo ba amanwuma nyina atimi atintima ye from na enam so amagana si kasem so no yetimi apagina bia papa bi ede na si ama hoto ne yedie so aye Ghana maima edia na nomo no ena domahene osiade yo agema bedu ye wotoso mienu wono ena ye president ede man nananom atakonya bedwa ye no ewo bromantemu wakasa ye ede nsempa ene nsemde ena ekire ye efa Dr. Bawumia ho sei
bi mo se be me pagini obia wini no wo se obuade ye me man free say nko na maka da bia kwa anwfie kwa ma paso a o hia mo social media so na mehwe ne me ka kan se obuade unimade na dia takwa me wa manyo pa me se sama kanu devoid of insults.
Ebusia domahene wosi ade yo agema bedu ya wotoso mienu ena yekọ ekotie no ne yebonwremu ɛwɔ Media Foundation for West Africa wɔnom so die mu ne wɔn so de nsɛm bi atodwa ɛkyerɛ sɛ court nsɛm bi ɛkɔ so a mpepi na no bɛhwɛ na sentreni agina hɔ ɛne na wɔ bɔ kaseɛ ɛde kyerɛ ne nuanom ne yɛfa na fidie so na amansa nyinaa etie ɛno mu ɛna ɛyɛ panyipa ya wɔno etua ɛyɛ foundation ya no yɛra Suleiman Abraham se ɛnka ɛbɛyɛ a yɛnhwɛ na saa nneɛma no yɛntimi ntwa so.
Of course, Ghana is not an island, and in terms of even our judiciary, I think we borrow quite a lot from the Commonwealth. We borrow quite a lot from the English practices. And then, of course, we also learn from what is happening in places like the US and so on. If you look at the US today, I think a number of states have actually made a provision that allows for cameras in the courtrooms, as they would call it. Traditionally, press journalists have always been allowed into the courtrooms. And I mean, newspaper journalists have always been allowed. And in this case, if you're talking about maybe persons who write for online, I think it is also allowed. What traditionally has been forbidden in courts has been the use of cameras, maybe taking photographs, filming, and all of that. But today in the United States, quite a number of states have made provisions that allow for that, except that in those circumstances, there are procedural mechanisms in place that journalists and those who would seek to film would have to abide by. So I think it is important, but we can't jump into it and say, it will be good for us to learn about what happens in the courtrooms. Yes, it is, but we need to go through the processes and the procedures. Maybe it has to be gradual. As we have started important high-profile cases, we can allow the cameras into the courtrooms, learn from, and then build the fundamental pillars that will be needed to ensure that the process will not be abused. And in the end, justice, delivery will not also be compromised.
Panyi kwanchefo ya Media Foundation for West Africa wotua no ye Suleiman Abraham ena yekọ ekotie no ne sentrefo ne yetwa camera sei pictures ahodo sidanse ne bi wo krampo na wobehu ofede se ne din ye kwa abontia na se ne fonyi kontina danse wo se wodie no wontimi enni obi kasa wontimi nkasente ne yenhwe na yemfa cameras ne mo boho bibi ne ebehwe na yetimi enya de ye pede afiri mo no ama bibia akoyie na yenkoi Ghana ha se nom empanyifo ahodo ya wonom kyerɛ nwoma ene wonom wo ye ho adwuma ema ne ba abontia ma de hye so nya bi ekenkan ede bo won ho ebra no wonom ewo ekuba tan ya wato ne den se Ghana National Association of Authors and Publishers na president de ma wonom ye John Akwasiam Ponsa wono so de ato abanyanim sa da Roma wonom adwuma no egu ni nyina no ene eye eto chencherecha ahodo ya wonom de atoto ne ma so ntia basa na nwoma ne ba abontia na ne bo no akosoro tememfo ntimi nto ena watimi ate won kampo enya ho mfaso
ya ma no ye papa no a mo bia sus na oni ye da wa papa mi asa so eto ye nwoma edekre ade ewo school ene say sia wo ha na ye ni biafo esia de ye ka tere mu na se emprempe ya ye ka se ya ye ton na ye tere edi kan ye tere editim enwoma wo men nyina no ya se wa se eyi free oyoyo ni amaya se ya nke ya ebeye ewo yedwuma mu ene se efiri na egwe wona eto enwoma wo ye ho nti ase ya tutu hubu to ya tutu hubu no se na ediye ya mo fra na ewo keji ya mo fra na ewo keji ya fa free na ezri ekoka keji no efiri na ekro wo mama no wo bebeto no 50 to 66 ya mo fra na ewo primary 1 ekoka primary 6 no efiri na ekro mama ya to no wo bebeto no 60 se ni aban diga no asesa say aban say what 27.5% pass to say ya papa ni e wo ye books na fie abeton a na nka de fo die enka ye wo say ya say 27.5 to ye mu dia
Yes, the same amount, and I better me, sir. And I have 2 book. Million, sir, no better book. One day, I won't answer. Or better book, 7 minutes, 100 cities. Akola or primary school.
Ye kwa ye nim na ya boeremo ewo enwumasua soafo na sepanyipa ya wode woni kiremu ewo atwema nwa biaja South Kropo ni mu awotua no na ye wrayi edi nsem atodwana na pokua amoako na wo hwere se wo hwɛ se de niam esi ekona ya nhwɛ amoa aban na teacherfo ya de wonum ekokɔ wo konkron kitoa mu no wonum so edabrem anase wasetrem be den kakra de ama wonum hwɛ se ba bia eya wode wo tibeto no akwakoye boachi biden no nam so nte no wode adesrede de ama nananom ene efiewurafo se ye de teacher ni bi eba wo kromu a ya na maboa na mama wonum tenabie ene dabre papa biada.
The major challenge back teachers. You share a grown kid to a teachers who supply. But to be practice, teachers na broso overstaff. A big crowded at 2 to me soon, what's a woman teacher transfer grants. Sabrin so a baby was it's your best lesson penny form more. Now you declare vacancies. Schools are here teachers no. Almost share normal for teachers no mraho than see a beside or mako piece war a crew akesi no and no name a major challenge back on so ye crew keto no see the teachers back necessary community no opinion leaders na nanom ni ade omumu na teacher for ni nyadan if it's a community view or na say a small scale mining community a dan na omo penukra wa na omo nya omo penya nso na ne boarding but say penyifo na ho di si wo mani so se teacher ni bi obebe bi omo beboa ma na nyadan a isusu say eno so beboa ma teachers ye de bo omo ye de omo ba wa omunyane ensan kohwe enkontena profufuru fisani nyina ka ho
ewusia ngomesia kwantrefo ya wode woni chemu atwema wo beja South Kropo ni mu awotua no nana pokua mu akon ena yekọ ekotie no yenkonkọ wie nsem no ewo eye etifi domantemu na ehwo nso no culture panyipa ya wono tua no wo hagya ha wa musa enso na de to na nanom ene eye wono mo won sase anim sa da Roma susa na tuente no wo asase na se ehwo kakra da ho a wonjai ema ahodo ya wono so mpotam ho na wontimi enya adwuma bi emfanye.
Our angles, the landness, to give land, especially in the community, if the elders can even give land bank to women to farm, then we agriculture will come and teach them technology to farm. Because it will be easy for women to go far away, sometimes 20 or 100 kilometers away to go and farm alone in the bush. But if we within the community, land banks should be kept for women and farm. Whatever you want to farm on their land. But we have women to agriculture, but they are along the valley. But some are also integrated. So it's not like they farm. Every man should farm, they can process, they can market, they can add value. It's still the value. So my appeal is that elders should give back land for women, especially targeting women and youth. Especially the girls.
Hajia hawa musa ene ekotie no yede ne nyina esi mabra ya dase Manuel J wonso ya dase sanso so ena na akuamoa boaten so ede ne semfa Facebook no so ede baye Selasi ya dase na olalike so ede ne de baye na munyina mo ase na yemfa seda kese fama miso fruit drink 5G Meza afe 21st clinic the sciatica expert we overseas and na wonom was 0540311311 kwa jaya sawo ho 3 herbal center wonom edro waso 3 cold capsules and so eboye chidom 0546107107 kope bia chira kwan na enema entimi kwankan efama express group of one so eboye chidom was kwantu hu sem nyina no fakwadan wonom asafo labor runabout and I want so wadwumeko no ne nkrabata ne bi wo asante mantema se no yero asante ebo Benedict esamufo panyi ko Veronica Jando ahofedu evergreen mama wono ne trafide na chichinchim ne from adema yen wasa kru chance nsɛm ni bi ɛma sɛmufo ehwemu ɛma yɛbɛkenkan yɛ akɔsua so mo aso dela na yire mesese Japan ɛboa yɛ maame ya Grace Adepa buzi the caption man Kevin Ketre ɛne ɛdɔm ne nyina da Sompa 93.1 FM News Crew Sompa 98.9 Kwenya kwa bro no mane ne dom ɛna afe apam dada Sompa 90.7 ne dom so somo ɛwɔ enkranza MC afo nyina nso yɛda wɔn mo ase Mr Dave ɛnso na hwɛ yɛ na wotwa yɛn ɛde ɛfa Sompa television ne so no midi de ɔhenere maame akua yɛboa asiama bronya wobɛtimi afrɛ me abrewati amɛgye wo so na yɛsɔde so na enkaibɔ nsɛm baako mmienu bi wɔ ha yɛmfa ntwam tɛw yɛwia bɛmafo so ne tifo so wɔn na pamfo ɛde asɛmpa nipa dwumadie no ɛbɛtoa mo so